Hi everyone, welcome to your mat, welcome to your practice. This is a trauma-informed class and is a hip opening sequence. So we're going to move in ways that will open up the hips and bring mobility, stretching, and strength to that area of the body. Because it's trauma-informed, if you're new to trauma-informed classes, know that the choices that you make with your body throughout class should reflect what your body needs and not getting into the certain aesthetics of the pose. So the goal of this practice is to begin to trust the body, to listen to the signals, and make choices that support you in your healing process, whatever that looks like. So please listen to your body. Please simply use my cues as a guide. I will be cueing options. But if you ever just need to rest, take child's pose, cover yourself with a blanket, whatever you need, that choice is not only honored, but it's also celebrated in a trauma-informed practice. So we're gonna start, if it's comfortable for you, by lying on our backs. And you can lie flat on the back, your back with your legs long, or you can bend the knees and place the soles of the feet to the earth. Sometimes if you have a low back, like achiness, feels a little better to bend the knees. So just play with your options. You can always start one way and then move into another. Hand placement is up to you, so your hands can be resting by your sides, palms facing up or down. You decide. And maybe you play with the different options. Maybe your right palm faces up and the left hand faces down. So the right hand can receive energy, the left hand can ground you energetically, or you can place them anywhere in your body that's supportive, that feels supportive of you as you begin to settle in. So just taking a scan of the body from the tips of the toes to the top of the head. You can rock your feet from side to side just to bring movement to the feet, awareness to the feet, to the ankles. Maybe pointing the feet and flexing and simply just noticing the difference in the calf muscles, in the shins, maybe in the quads and hips, knees, as you point to the feet. And then dorsiflex, feet, toes come to the shin. Knowing that our feet inform our knees, inform our hips. So as we move through our standing postures in particular, where your feet are, impact your knees, impact your hips. So sometimes just changing the position of the feet allows us to enter poses more comfortably, more safely. And then bringing your awareness to your thighs, your hips, the base of your hips against the mat. Maybe rolling out your wrists or opening and closing the fists. You can stay in stillness. These are just options. And then bringing awareness to the belly, to the chest. Maybe lifting the shoulders and bringing the shoulders further away from the ears if that feels good. And then you can rock your head from side to side, gentle movement, massaging the neck. You can have your eyes closed as we ground, as we begin, or they can softly gaze, or they can stay open. And beginning to bring awareness to your breath. If it's possible to breathe in and out through the nose throughout our practice, please do so. But if you need another option, that is okay. So breathing in through the nose, into the chest, into the belly. The rib cage expands on the inhale, filling the belly with breath. And then exhaling, allowing the belly to release, the ribs to release, the chest to release. Inhaling through the nose into the chest, into the belly, allowing the belly to rise. And as you exhale, allowing the belly to collapse, the air to leave the chest. So as you inhale, you can think chest, ribs, belly expand. As you exhale, belly, ribs, chest release. And taking a scan of your body, noticing what you notice. Maybe that's sensations of ease. Perhaps it's a feeling of tension, just noticing what you notice. And if you want to begin to link your breath with your movement, on the inhale, we're going to reach the arms up and overhead, finding length through the body, through the feet, through the fingers. Exhaling, hands come by your sides. Inhale, arms come up and overhead, reaching long, maybe extending longer through the fingers, through the toes. And then exhale, allowing the hands to come by your sides. One more time, inhale, reaching up, reaching long, and then allowing the hands to just drop if it feels comfortable to do so in a constructive rest with the arms extended overhead. You can stay here or walking the arms over to the right, legs to the left, coming into a banana shape with the body. Maybe you feel the stretch down the right side of the hip, right side body. And just beginning to breathe into those spaces. And then your next inhale, coming back to center. And then legs come to the left, to the right, sorry. Arms reach to the left, finding a side body stretch here. On your next inhale, coming back to center. And then hands can come by your sides. From here, we're gonna hug the knees into the chest for Apanasana. You can roll the lower back, making circles with the hips, big circles or small circles. You can remain in stillness if you wanna stay in stillness. You can switch directions if you're moving in one direction. And then from here, planting the left foot, holding on to the right shin. We're just gonna pull the right knee into the chest. And then we're gonna, as if we're bicycling with our right leg, gonna plant the hands on the mat and then lift the leg up, and it's gonna make circles as if I'm riding a bike. So they can be big or small, keeping the sit bones firmly rooted into the mat. Shoulders are flat on the mat, so it doesn't matter how big the circles are, just moving the leg. And then reaching the toes up, and then just drawing as if you're drawing a circle on the ceiling. And then switching directions. And then bringing the knee into the chest, both knees come to the chest for a moment. And then planting the right foot, pulling the left knee to the left armpit into the chest. And then with the right foot planted, the left leg is gonna reach up, hands can come on the mat. Again, like we're riding a bike with that left leg. Just finding mobility of the hip. Bringing some movement. And then as you pause at the top, as if I was painting a circle on the ceiling with my toes. Just gonna make circles, big or small. If the hip is popping, you can ground the lower back into the mat and perhaps just engage the pelvic floor as you make smaller circles. as you begin to build stability in this area. Now you can switch directions. My left hip tends to do popping, so I have to make smaller circles, just engaging and bringing both knees back into the chest, giving yourself a hug. And then from here, I can hold onto my shins and just bring the knees out and then in like I'm opening and closing a book. So inhale, legs come out, externally rotating the hip. Exhale, they come back to center. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, the legs come out, externally rotating your hips. Exhale, back to center. 1 more time. At your own pace, with your own breath. And then from here, I'm gonna either cross my shins or cross my whole right leg over my left and grab onto both of my legs. So it doesn't matter how deep this is. You can be here, you can have the legs fully crossed, right leg over the left, just pulling the legs into the chest. You'll feel the stretch in the right outer hip, or the glute med. Maybe you rock a little side to side if that feels better. And then exhale, unwinding, pulling the knees into the chest. We're gonna switch sides, so the left leg is gonna come over. It doesn't matter how deep, maybe the shins, maybe the thighs, grabbing onto whatever part of the legs you can reach, pulling the knees into the chest. And then unwinding the legs, pulling the knees back into the chest. Maybe your forehead can come to your knees, making yourself into a little ball. And then 2 options, well, more than 2 options, I'm gonna cue 2 options. Feet come to the floor. You can rock the knees to the right, just extending the arms longer in a cactus and looking to the left. So this is perfectly fine option. If you have more flexibility and you want more, you can eagle wrap your legs. So right leg comes over the left, left foot plants, knees drop to the right as head turns to the left. I'm just taking a few breaths here. And then unwinding the legs, pulling the knees into the chest. And then again, you can plant the feet and just rock the knees to the left. Perfectly fine. If you want more, left leg can come over eagle wrap. The knees either way come to the left. Arms can stay cactus and you can look to the right. Taking a few breaths here. Coming back to center, unwinding, hugging the knees into the chest. So however you want to come into seated, you can roll on one side and gently sit up. You can rock and roll into a seated posture. And I'm going to turn to face you. So any seated posture is fine where you're comfortable. And then from here, we're going to bring our left hand under the glute and gently as you can, placing the right hand on the left side of the face and pulling the head gently to the right, finding a stretch in the neck. And then right hand comes to the side of the face, lifting the head up, releasing the left hand. Right hand comes under right glute, left hand comes up and over the head, gently pulling, finding a stretch down the right side of the neck. Remember, we don't want to pull too hard. It's a delicate area of our body and our neck, so just being gentle. The weight of the hand is sufficient. And then bringing the left hand to the side of the face to assist the head to come up, releasing the right hand, bringing the hands to the shoulders, just making circles. You can cat and cow, so you can come in and out. Or just make circles. Maybe you move in different directions. If you're going in one direction, just switching. And then hands come by your side. So you can stay in a cross-legged position like this, or if you want more, you can bring the right leg fully over the left. And then from here, we're just gonna find a twister just in your easy pose. Just twisting to the right gently. So beginning with the hips, finding the twist, gently twisting through the lumbar spine. So not cranking it. And then just allowing extension through the top of the head. And then gently unwinding. If your legs are crossed, just switching legs. Bringing the right hand to the right knee, and then gently twisting to the other side. And then coming back to center, planting your feet on the mat, and then dropping the knees to the right. So my legs are sort of in like two little V shapes here. I'm gonna walk my hands to the right. Maybe this is sufficient. Maybe I need to walk more if I have a lot of mobility in the lower back. And you can come down to the forearms, or you can stay up. Just wherever you notice what you need in the body, using your breath. When you're ready, coming back up onto your hands, slowly unwinding. And then you can plant the right hand and then lift the left arm up and overhead, bending into the right elbow. And then coming back up, bending into the right elbow, just finding a stretch. And then left hand comes down, knees come up, dropping to the left. Walking the hands over to the left, either staying up or coming on forearms. When you're ready, coming up on your hands, coming back over. And then from here, planting the left hand, reaching the right arm up and over. And then coming back up. Inhale, finding a side bend. Coming back up. And then one more time. Coming back up, bringing the knees to center, just rocking them from side to side. And then coming to a tabletop, so knees are under hips, shoulders are on top of wrists. So just planting through the hand, finding engagement as we lift the tail, lift the head, coming into cow pose. Exhale, tucking the chin to the chest, rounding the spine, looking towards the back of the mat. And then coming back into cow. Exhaling into cat. One more time here. And then from here, I'm going to bring my right foot out, and I'm going to turn to face you. My right foot is going to be in line with my left knee. So first coming all the way up, and then coming down, walking the hands forward. So you might just be here, or you might bring the head all the way down. Keeping the hip over the left knee. And then walking yourself back up, coming up. We're going to side bend to the right, reaching the arms to the right, coming back to center. 2 more times, just like that, reaching to the right, extending long, coming back to center, reaching to the right, and then coming back to center. Hands can come back down, coming into tabletop, taking a round of cat and cow. And when you're ready, extending the left foot. Again, the left foot is in line with the right knee. Coming up, reaching the arms up and overhead. And then walking the hands forward. Maybe you're just right here, it's totally fine. Or maybe you come further down. Head can come down. Walking the hands back up, coming into gate pose. And then reaching the arms to the left. And coming back to center. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, reaching to the left. It doesn't matter how far, just where you can go. Coming back to center. 1 more time. Back to center, hands come down, coming and doing a few rounds of cat and cow. And when you're ready, tucking the toes, pressing into the hands, coming into downward facing dog. So from here, you can pedal out the feet, you can rock the hips from side to side, or you can remain still. Another option is to reach the right leg up, bending the knee, keeping the weight between the hands so that the right shoulder doesn't hike. You can bend the knee and then you can make circles with the knee. Changing directions, and then right foot comes back down. Same option with the left leg, can come up, knee can bend. Can you keep your stability between both your hands, shoulders remain engaged. And then you can circle the knee. Switching directions. And then the left foot comes to meet the right, walking the hands back to the feet, generous bend in the knee. Your options. And then when you're ready, hands come to the floor and keeping the head heavy, slowly rolling up, 1 vertebrae at a time. The head is last to come up. And then coming into a standing pose, so feet can be hip width distance or they can be together. Hands can be facing forward, finding your version of mountain pose. So finding stability in your feet, engaging through the quads, through the calves, the base of your hips supporting your spine. So we're just gonna make some circles with the pelvis. So just making circles in one direction, maybe clockwise to start. Changing directions. And then from here, just playing with balance on the left foot. My arms can come up and overhead, or they can be on my hips for more stability, finding a steady spot to gaze. My right foot can just swing forward and back. So as I exhale, the foot comes back, inhale, it comes forward. It could just touch your toe, just touch, toe tap. Just playing with our balance. And then right foot comes to meet the left. Then balancing on the right foot, you can just toe tap front to back, or you can swing the leg so the left foot comes forward and then back, forward and then back. And if you fall, you just come back. Body's learning to balance. And then both feet come together. You can hug the right knee into the chest. If that's too much, you can just hold here. These are your options, just playing with balance. If you want more, you can extend the left arm long, opening the right hip to the right. And coming back to center, setting down the foot. Bringing the left knee into the chest, extending the right arm long, or you can just play here. And then opening up the left hip. Coming back to center. Both feet come down, arms come up and overhead. You can look up. Dropping the right arm, reaching the left arm up, side bending. And then coming back to center. We're just gonna go back and forth. Left hand comes up, down. Right arm comes up and over. Switching to the right. And then to the left. Using your breath, feeling the stretch. Engaging through the feet. Coming back to center. From here, engaging through the feet, We're gonna lead through the heart in a back bend. So in a back bend, we don't wanna dump in our lower back. What we want to do is if our heart is reaching up for the ceiling, so if my arms are up and overhead or in a cactus, so rather than just dumping back, can I engage through the hips, lead with the heart, more up than back, finding a back bend, and then coming back up, exhaling, finding a back bend, your version. And coming back up one more time. Coming back up, hands can come by your sides. So from here, reaching the arms up and overhead, on the exhale, hands come to heart center. I'm gonna step my left foot forward, my right foot back, and I want heel to arch alignment. So my left heel is in line with my right arch. Right foot is turned in. This is our seed pose, which is warrior two. So we're setting it up so we can go there every time. Bending through the left knee. Knee is tracking over the ankle, extending the arms long. Reaching up and overhead, lengthening everything out. Exhaling back into warrior two. 2 more times, just like that, reaching up, maybe looking up. Exhale back into warrior two. 1 more time, straightening out, looking up, reaching up. Back into warrior two. Then I'm gonna reach through my left arm till I can't reach anymore. Drop the left arm, reaching the right arm up and overhead. Coming to extended side angle. Turning my chest to the long edge of the mat. And then back into warrior two. Dropping my right hand, reaching my left hand up and overhead, reversing the warrior. And then coming back into warrior two. From here, I'm gonna straighten my left leg, reach the left arm long, drop the left hand, reach the right arm up to 12 o'clock, triangle pose or trikonasana. And then again, bending through the left knee, coming into warrior two, straightening the left leg, reversing the triangle, and then coming back into warrior two. From here, my toes are gonna turn out, my heels are gonna come in. I'm gonna reach up into star pose. And as I bend my knees, bend my elbow, coming into goddess or horse pose. Reaching up, coming into star. Can you push the knees out so they don't collapse in as you come into star or horse pose? Back into star. I'm sorry, I meant goddess or horse pose. Bending through the elbows, bending through the knees. Coming back into star. From here, I'm gonna parallel my feet, reach the arms long, and then come into a forward bend. So you don't have to come all the way down. Maybe you just come a little bit down, maybe come all the way down. You can move back and forth, bending into each knee. If you wanna go into Skandasana, you can come down. You can stay as you are. And then from here, I'm gonna reach for my right leg, pulling my chest to the leg. And then to the left. And coming back to center. You can extend the arms long, or they can come to heart center, coming back into star, turning the left toes forward, the right toes turn in, coming into warrior two. And then from here, option for half moon. So you can reach, the chest is turning to the long edge of the mat. You can reach the right arm up, right foot comes up, left foot stays planted. So maybe you just play with your balance here, or maybe you come all the way into half moon. And then back into warrior two. Hands come to heart center, coming into mountain pose. So just settling here before we do the other side, and then we're gonna go into cool down. Noticing your feet planted in the mat, engaging through your legs, noticing the base of support in your hips for your spine. And on the inhale, reaching up and overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. I'm gonna step my left foot back. My toes are at a 45-degree angle. Heel to arch alignment, bending through the right leg, coming into warrior two. Gazing over the right hand, straightening everything out, reaching up, bending, coming into warrior two. Reaching up, lengthening out the leg, and then coming back into warrior two. One more time. And then reaching through the right arm till I can't reach anymore, dropping the right forearm, reaching the left arm up and overhead. Extended side angle, turning the chest to the long edge of the mat, engaging through the legs, engaging through the core. And then coming back into warrior two. And dropping the left arm, reaching the right arm up and overhead. And then coming into warrior two. From here, I'm gonna straighten my right leg, reach the right arm till I can't reach anymore. Tick-tock the arms, left arm comes up to 12 o'clock. And then bending into the knee, coming into warrior two. Straightening the right leg, reversing the triangle. Coming back into warrior two. Then I'm going to turn my toes. Heels can come in, toes turn out. Coming into star pose, reaching up, and then bending through the knees, bending through the arms, coming into horse or goddess pose. Reaching back up into star, 2 more times, bending through the elbows, bending through the knees. Can you push the knees out? They want to come in. Externally rotate the hip, coming back into star. 1 more time, coming into goddess or horse, and then coming back into star. Now I'm going to parallel my feet, and then extend my arms out, reaching long, leading through the heart, hinging from the hips, coming into a forward, wide-legged forward fold, or prasarita. You can bend from one knee to the other. You can come to the left side lunge, Skandasana. Coming back to center. Reaching for the right leg. You can have one hand planted if you can't reach both. And then switching sides. Coming back to center. Arms can extend long, coming back into star. Turning the right toes forward. Left toes come in, coming into warrior two. From here, so option, if you're not familiar with half moon, you can just play as the hips turn towards the side of the mat. From here, I can just play with my balance and eventually come into standing half moon. Coming back into warrior two when you're ready. And then hands to hips or heart center, coming into mountain pose. So taking a moment, finding your breath, maybe closing your eyes, scanning your body. And when you're ready, inhaling, arms come up and overhead, bending through the knees, hands through heart center, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shin, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, stepping back into downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet. You can just come into down dog. And then reaching the right leg up, bending through the knee. Right knee comes outside of right elbow, coming into half pigeon. So you can be up or reclined. If it's too much or you don't have the flexibility, you can come on your back. The right foot can come over the left thigh. You can reach through for the left leg and pull the knee to the chest. So wherever you are, just finding your options, finding your breath. When you're ready, pushing through the hands, coming up, tucking the left toes, reaching the right leg up. You can shake your leg, welcome back the blood flow. And when you're ready, reaching the left leg up, bending the knee, left knee outside of left elbow. Same option to do on your back. When you're ready, pushing through the hands, tucking the right toes, left leg lifts. Maybe shake out the leg. And then coming into a seated posture. Legs out, extend long in front of you. And you can just reach for the shins or reach for the toes with a flat back. You can curve the back if that feels better. Bringing yourself back up, crossing the right leg over the left, or the right leg can just come in here. And then twisting to the right, your left elbow can come outside of the knee. And then coming back to center, we're going to just switch sides. Left leg can come over just to chest, finding a twist. Back to center, maybe shaking the legs out, rocking the knees from side to side. Coming to lie on your back when you're ready. And taking happy baby, reaching for the outsides of the feet. You can just hug the knees into the chest. If you have an injury, you can just bring the feet here and be in happy baby seated. Maybe extending one leg out, maybe switching sides. And then bringing your feet to the floor, hip width distance. If the middle finger can touch the back of the heel. Shoulders planted firmly in the mat. On the inhale, we're gonna lift the hips. Can you engage through the glutes so you're not pulling from the low back? So engaging the glutes, engaging the hamstrings, coming into bridge pose. And then exhale, coming back down. 2 more times. Inhale, lifting up. Imagine there's a block between your legs and it's keeping you steady so the knees don't come in. And then coming back down. 1 more time, lifting the hips, engaging the hamstrings, engaging the glute muscles. So you're not using the low back to lift. And then coming back down, knees come into the chest 1 last time, making circles, massaging, whatever you need, any final movements you need before our closing practice. When you're ready, coming into your final resting pose of Shavasana, if that's what it looks like for you today. Same options with your legs. Your knees can be bent, extended long. Hands can be anywhere that feels supportive for you. Maybe closing your eyes. Can you allow yourself to rest, the mind to rest, the body to rest? Allowing the creases around your jaw and eyes to soften. I invite you to stay in Shavasana as long as you need. When you're ready for gentle movement, whenever that is, finding a way to move with stillness, to gently bring movement to the body, wiggling the fingers of the toes or rocking the head from side to side. Maybe the eyes remain closed as you very slowly come to seated whenever you're ready. Hands can come to heart center, chin can slightly bow. I am grateful to all of you for trusting me with your practice, for allowing me to guide you in movement, in healing. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you love and be loved. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you love and be loved. I bow in honor of the sacred practice and in honor of all of you. Namaste. Thank you all. See you next time.